Hey all, and welcome to Geek Freaks. I am Frank, and I'm with Jonathan.
Hey, yo.
And Daniel.
Hola.
All right, guys. This is going to be kind of one of our shorter ones, so let's go ahead and get started. Daniel's trying to adjust the mic. Let's see how this goes. Tensions rise. All right. First off, Russo Brothers recently in an interview had said that they were wanting to come back to the MCU now. This happens to every director where once they make a movie, they're kind of like, okay, I'm ready to take a break because the MCU is a machine and it's very demanding on you and you don't have a lot of creative choices. And so it kind of wears down these directors. We've seen this in the past, but they're ready to come back and they've had a couple ideas of what they want to come back to. Previously, they directed Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. So like really good ones. And then they ended after that their tenure with Marvel. Let's see. In a recent quote from Joe Russo, one of the two brothers, I grew up on Brian's X-Men run. Ben Grimm was my favorite character growing up, so that's the thing. Mm-hmm. And Fantastic Four is now in the Marvel fold. There's a lot. Silver Surfer is an amazing character, going really big in the cosmic world would be a lot of fun. So there's a lot of things that could attract us. He did this with an interview with Sci-Fi Wire. So, yeah, I mean, they're amazing people. And now we have all of the X-Men, we have all of the MCU that are in. And so what I'm asking you guys today, this is all from the source of Cinema Blend from Corey Chizola. And what would you guys want to see the Russo brothers take over? Personally, myself, in my opinion, a lot of people are like, oh, they should do the X-Men because they've already done a really big movie with Marvel, and it's basically X-Men the same thing. You have this huge cast. Somebody who already knows how to manage a huge cast, that would be really good for it. My opinion is they left Marvel for a bit because they were worn out. Mm-hmm. So why don't we, instead of right away giving them another Avengers, basically, let's give them Fantastic Four. Yeah. A small story about 4 people and a villain. And I trust these guys to make it a good movie. And one thing that's really nice about the Fantastic Four is there's a huge human element to this. You have Ben Grimm, the Thing, who's like dealing with this new transformation in his life. You know, you have the arrogance and, you know, which is basically the mask that the Human Torch uses. You have, you know, the relationship between Mr. Fantastic and was it Invisible Woman? I can't remember now.
The Invisible Woman.
Yeah. So you have their relationship and stuff like that, and them having children and stuff. So I think there's a lot of family dynamic, a lot of human dynamic. I'd be interested in seeing their take on this. It would kind of give them a chance to scale back. I love Winter Soldier as their version of a scaled back movie because that was like not superhero-y, you know, if you're thinking of superhero stuff. I would really like to see that one. Anything you guys want to see from the Russo brothers?
Well, real quick. So you're telling me you didn't like Jessica Alba as a...
Oh, I did. No.
Oh, okay.
I liked those. I'm saying they're rebooting them, right?
Yeah.
The last reboot was obviously a dumpster fire, but I liked those.
Wait, did it actually come out?
Yeah, the last one, it came out.
Oh, it did?
That's how bad it was, is you missed it. It's actually out there. You can go see it right now and then cut your eyes out. It's that terrible. But them... in charge of this, I think they would do it right. I think we'd get the good special effects because Mr. Fantastic's ability to stretch looks terrible on camera a lot of times.
Yeah.
So you'd really need somebody who's really masterful at the CGI aspect of this. Anybody you could think of? Any superheroes you want to see them come back to?
Yeah, too. So Daredevil movie. Yeah, that would be cool. Because the one that they made was horrible. Yeah. TV show was good. They should use that same actor as Daredevil and make a movie. Yeah, he could do it. Just buff him up a little bit. And then Superman. I want Superman. I know it's not
it's not
Marvel, but I want Superman.
Yeah.
Cuz
this is not a Static Shock 2.0.
they have a good actor as Superman. He fits
Henry
the
Cavill,
role.
Yeah.
They just need a good producer.
So many people judge Henry Cavill as like a bad Superman, but really he's not.
He's not.
Justice League was a bad movie. But Man of Steel wasn't terrible. I liked Man of Steel myself.
Yeah, but the second one was horrible. But that was Ben Affleck's fault. He produced it, and
and
he made it more about him and less about
that. Yeah, I to me, I think Lex Luthor ruined that movie. I can't stand that Jesse Eisenberg, or whatever that does that one. I can't stand that dude.
Oh yeah,
the guy from.
That was just a bad casting. That
was really bad casting.
They rewrote the character for it,
especially when it was originally going to be Bryan Cranston at one point.
Yeah.
Freaking Walter White. Like, what a perfect Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That would have been great. So, anybody else you can think of? Or is...
just Superman right now and Daredevil.
I like to see them with the Superman because they nailed Thor. doing like the human like behind the scenes with Thor.
Ragnarok? Are you talking about Ragnarok?
No, in Endgame we had Thor that like gained weight and had a hard time struggling. So we kind of see cool to see if they could kind of give that sort of treatment with Superman, where he's just like, guys, I just want to report on the news. Like, I'm good, man. I just want to be Clark Kent right now. And it's like, no, we need you, type like that. So it'd be kind of cool to see him trying to hide from the limelight.
We talked before about Ghost Rider. I think it'd be good to do a new Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I think, like you're saying, they're not only are the Russo brothers kind of overwhelmed and ready to just kind of slow down and downshifting gears a little bit. I think Marvel fans are too, or moviegoers. They've, like we've talked about before, there's just been a lot of Marvel out there, and it's going to start to be irrelevant pretty soon. If we just keep pushing it out, pumping it out, people are not going to care. Mm-hmm. So maybe let's not make this a superhero movie, but bring out something in the MCU, like a Marvel movie that's just a more down to earth. I'm thinking like the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man kind of thing. Of a kid in the streets kind of living his life, or it's not in the same world, but like following Catwoman in the alleys kind of thing. Like, let's look at a more humble perspective and not this whole big saving the entire galaxy and half of all humanity.
So also like Batman too, of him just saving people from not big villains, but just from bad guys.
So I'm thinking like they did just make the new Spider-Man movie, but that would be a good fit right now. Something in that caliber.
Yeah, that's not their movie, but as you're saying, but Marvel just made that, or
Marvel,
Sony
MCU. Marvel. But something that's in Spider-Man's caliber, I think would be cool.
I would like to see another thing too. I'm thinking Fantastic Four myself, because I think Ben Grimm, especially the way they're mentioning him and how they talk about him, I'm like, that's right. Mm-hmm. But they did so good with Winter Soldier, and in the thing with Winter Soldier, it was a really good spy drama. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you could open up a bunch of things like that. You could open up all of the Hail Hydra stuff. Like let's get into a cool Hydra story and stuff from their point of view. Like that'd be kind of neat and stuff like that. So we could do an Elseworld. There's an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode. I don't watch the show, but I'm aware that there is an episode where instead of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's Agents of Hydra, and it's like everything's wrong because they're in a simulation. It would be cool to kind of get one of those from them, something like that.
They could go a little deep into the sci-fi realm and do something with time travel too, where there's a timekeeper, and then at the end of the series or whatever, or at the end of the movie, he ends up having to destroy himself or his ability that erases all the effects that he actually had on the timeline. So
that'd be cool, So like wipes his slate clean.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect the MCU's universe or anything that we've seen, but you could be taking pieces out of each of the movies and piecing them together with his journey.
And my thing too is I think like James Gunn, I want to see him do that kind of stuff. Yeah, James Gunn, everything cosmic. Give him all the cosmic stuff. Like that'd be really cool. These guys are saying they want the cosmic, but the reason I was going Fantastic Four is like, we'll give you the cosmic, but why don't you just take a break a little bit and just tell a story about these 4 people trying to live together with new powers. Yeah. And then another thing too is Doctor Doom, I think, should be our next like Loki level villain. The villain that's like in the next 20 movies. Yeah. Like Loki has been around in and out of everybody's movies for a while now. Yeah. Doctor Strange is freaking awesome, and not a lot of people know about that.
One thing I've said before too is those guys.
I'm sorry. I did Doctor Strange, but Doctor Doom. So I just want to correct myself.
Those guys are great. These heroes that we've seen in all these movies are amazing, but it would be really fresh and cool to just see them just pull something out of your ass. Like let's make a new character that doesn't have a comic book series, that hasn't seen hundreds of issues that everybody knows and loves. Like it might be a complete flop. It might be terrible. You might be shooting yourself in the foot, but it's worth the shot, and I think people would appreciate to see a genuine new character that you haven't had all these comics about before. Yeah. So I don't know if they have the time and the freedom, and there's no pressure to you got to bust out Avengers 4. Let's just make a comfortable, slow, take it easy new hero that you can maybe start building another story on. So we'll see.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that idea.
Yeah, but that's tough because. Like every time they come out with a superhero movie, they always make money. Yeah. So it's like, why are they gonna try something new and then lose all their money? Why not just keep producing it? Because no matter what, every time they come out with a superhero movie, it's always gonna be good. Usually, it's always gonna be good. Yeah. So just keep doing that. Keep making money. At least if they're making profit, they're happy.
Yeah. So, and that's what the the bosses or whatever, the CEOs and they're all going to be saying that, let's just we'll hit that money button real quick. But we as a consumer want to see a little bit of a change, and if they're projecting, moving forward, they're going to have to see that if they keep producing the same stuff, we're going to get tired of it. We're going to get bored. like you play WoW, and the updates got boring after a while, right? So everybody started to pull away.
No, just kidding. I'm joking.
Everybody started pulling away, and then they're like, hey, they drop some big patches and stuff, and then bring back Classic. Like, all right, maybe it's time to bring back Classic, and let's get that old school feel of a new comic book story that we haven't seen before.
Like that was a good idea when they came out with shoot. God damn it! I always do this. I always draw a blank.
You sure do.
Oh my god!
And it's not like you don't have a notepad and a phone in front of
you. Damn it!
You might have you write down all your ideas from here on out.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool's a good one. To go off of.
That's one of the only things that's surviving the Fox Disney merger.
Really?
Deadpool's going to continue to be made. None of the rest of the X-Men will be. Oh, that's getting rebooted. So I'm excited to see the next Deadpool where they reference that kind of stuff.
Really?
Because Deadpool always references himself. So
also Steel. We should make a new Steel.
Yes, let's make a new Steel and a Static Shock. Let's get those out of
Static Shock.
What else? We got Gargoyles and
Avatar
Last Airbender. Let's get all those announcements in real quick.
Nice.
We don't want to break a record or break tradition.
I know. I feel like every episode now.
All right. Next up, Jonathan, you got some face-off news for us, man. Why don't you break that down?
First, have you guys seen the movie Face Off, the classic one in '97?
I've heard of it.
I know you've seen it like a billion times.
Yeah. John
with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
Yeah.
So for those of you that haven't heard, I'm gonna just tell a really simple story how it goes. John Travolta is like a detective. Nicolas Cage is like a crime boss, a mob boss, or whatever. Yeah. John Travolta is trying to infiltrate and figure out all the details of their thing so they could do a major strike and take them out. So they catch Nicolas Cage and sedate him and stuff like that, and do this experimental surgery that's never been done to swap their faces. So now John Travolta looks like the bad guy and is able to sneak in. That's all cool and dandy until Nicolas Cage, the bad guy, wakes up in the hospital, kills everybody, takes the other guy's face, and now, oh snap!
Wait, have you not seen this movie?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm just a good
What you
storyteller.
said, "Whoa," is just because it's what it is.
I did it multiple times.
I am enthralled though as well. I agree. You're right.
So now the bad guy looks like a detective. Everybody who was involved in the procedure has no idea, or they're all dead, so nobody has any clue who's who. And so he ends up catching the bad guy, and it's a whole thing going back and forth. But what's really cool is these two actors do a really good job at playing different characters between the two of them. It's a whole cat and mouse game. It's really fun.
But they capture each other's mannerisms really well.
Yeah, I like it. That's good acting.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to find. So the original was in 1997, cost $80 million to make and earned them $245 million. So the new one is right now the script's being written by. Let me try that. Oren Uziel.
Nailed it. I have no clue.
Well,
let's just say you nailed it.
Oren Yu. We're gonna call him Oren Yu.
Oren Yu.
Just to help you out.
I like it.
That doesn't sound too good. And produced by Neil Moitz, who's from Fast and Furious, and David Permut, I guess, who was involved in the original one.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm kind of stoked about this because I really like the movie. I'm sure
it's a freaking classic.
We watched it like at least a couple dozen times when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
So my question for you guys is, who would you cast as the two main characters?
What are you thinking, Daniel?
It's tough. I got multiple. Okay.
Okay. Fire away.
Okay. Harrison Ford.
Oh.
Wait, he's way too old.
I don't care. I know, but he would be a badass actor.
I mean, he is a badass actor. Yeah, okay.
They're trading faces.
They're not gonna like. I got another one.
He has spare skin.
They're not gonna like dye his pubes or something like that.
Okay.
Liam Neeson.
So they're both gonna be old.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
Liam Neeson.
Shit, okay, I see what you're saying there. Yeah,
I can see
Liam actors like.
I wonder if Harrison can do Liam's accent.
That's tough.
But
he's a badass.
Modern technology can help him with.
Well, I mean, once they're actually, it's not like Liam's walking around as Harrison Ford. I mean, it's Harrison Ford playing Liam in his body. So I mean, they don't need it, but it's still.
I was also thinking, you guys are probably gonna laugh about it, but I was thinking Woody Harrelson too.
Don't laugh at that. That's awesome. Woody Harrelson's a badass.
But I couldn't figure out who would be a good counterpart to him. Yeah, that's kind of hard.
Wait, so with Nicolas Cage or with Liam Neeson and Harrison Ford, which one would be which?
Oh yeah,
who'd be the detective?
Who's gonna be the bad guy? Who's gonna be the criminal?
I would say Harrison Ford would be the detective because of all the other movies that he's played as a detective.
So the trick with that though, you got to remember, is that means that Harrison Ford for most of the movie has to be the bad guy.
Yeah, he starts.
I can see him. Man. He was Ra's al Ghul. I mean, I could see it.
Liam Neeson was. Yeah.
I could see it.
Man, I want to see this movie now.
That'd be good. Yeah. All right. You got what do you got?
All right, you guys. These are not because I'm thinking this budget is not going to be great, right?
Yeah,
I'm going to go with Milo Ventimiglia, which I know I didn't say that right, but he is the dad from This Is Us. I'll show John. I think you should watch.
Yeah.
And he's also from Heroes. He's the younger of the two brothers from Heroes.
Peter Petrelli.
There you go. And then Stephen Amell, who is Oliver Queen from Arrow. Okay. And I know you guys, Arrow, blah, blah, blah. But the reason I like these guys is Milo's kind of got that, like a little bit of a wiry frame. He can be built. He has been in moments where he needs to be built, but he's kind of got a wiry frame still, and he's got a good expressive face. And then you have Stephen Amell, who has just that all-American kind of like build and face. He looks like he could have been Captain America. You know, he's got like just like the "I'm here for you" kind of thing. So I would like to see that. I would like to see that them switch. And you've actually had in Arrow, Stephen Amell has played a prisoner, and he did a hell of a good job with it. And so I would like to see them go back and forth. With like, I think they can capture each other's mannerisms really well, especially Milo. Milo in this role playing the Nicolas Cage of the whole thing would be awesome. Like in the beginning when he's just like an evil guy that's like doing his like dancing around and stuff like that. And then at the end or during the thing where you got him like trying to like really kind of like deal with the emotions of his kid being with the wrong person or whatever, you know, it's like, oh man, this could be a really good movie.
I like it.
Yeah. What do you think?
Have you guys seen the movie Split?
Yeah.
James McAvoy playing Nicolas Cage.
Good.
His emotional range and like, oh man, that guy could totally do it.
He's so good.
He's awesome. And then for John Travolta, I'd have Tom Hardy.
Ooh,
he's awesome.
That's a fat budget on that bad boy.
Oh yeah, put it all in. I mean, if I'm picking, I'll sign the checks.
My movie could be made for like $20,000.
In someone's garage. Yeah, that'd be cool. So I don't know. I think that would be awesome, but we'll see. We haven't heard anything about casting or anything like that. They're still writing the script, so it'll probably take a while. But
I like it though.
That'd be awesome.
I'm excited for it, and I'm cool with them making like The Rock again. That was a good one too, with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
and Con Air. Just bring back all the Nicolas Cage movies because Con Air was cool.
The old ones, yeah,
but not the new ones, of course.
Yeah. The 90s Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah, when he was awesome.
Do you think it would be like the same like as Face Off? Like, you know, they weren't really ripping out the faces and putting in the other one.
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna just try to get the same body shape?
In the movie, I remember them like scaling or like shaving down. I want to say because Nicolas Cage is thinner than John Travolta. I want to say they like changed the body shape as well.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff because they made it like this is some experimental procedure with future technology, and they do graphs on the computer.
That's the thing. I'm remembering those old 1990s computers that are like,
which is like
down now. Don't look at
the
it.
80s perspective of what year 3000 technology we're gonna have or something like that.
It was made in I want to say 97. Yeah. So, but still, even then, yeah,
that future retro thing.
Yeah.
But and they did like the hair plants too. They like changed their made him look balding or whatever.
And their eyes and their voice, all that changed.
Yeah.
So the movie was kind of good, but I want to go watch it again.
Another thing is really interesting that you bring that up because we have completely different technology now. So they're going to do that totally different. So will they have
like 3D printing and stuff? Yeah.
Will they have dematerialize you like you're being going through transport or they're just going to swap your souls or something like that, like
oof.
or your brains.
They could swap consciousness.
Yeah.
Damn.
It'd be totally different.
That's a better way to do it.
Yeah.
Face off, or maybe it'd be like brain out.
Yeah.
Damn. Mind swap.
Freaky
Friday.
You just made a Freaky Friday. You just made a Freaky Friday. Okay, we got a new Freaky Friday on the way. I'm excited for a new Freaky Friday. That's good.
Freaky Friday with guns.
Yeah. Oh man, it's nuts. All right, let's go on to our next thing here. I have a review for Boxwrecker Arena game. They asked us to review their game. The guys over at Jealous Ducks. Cool name for a company, right?
I kind of like it.
And so what's great is they asked for us to review the game. So I already made a video last week, guys. So last Monday, a video came out of me playing this game and doing a review for it. So check that out.
Nice.
We're also giving away 3 copies of this game. Now, normally this game is $12, where you're getting it free from us. All you have to do is like the tweet about this episode or the video episode before. Super confusing, but I'll do hashtag giveaway in both those so you can see. Boxwrecker Arena, what it is it's a game came out on September 12th. Generally, you're on this track and there's obstacles coming your way. And so you're trying to like jump over boxes and move around boxes, or else if you go too far back on the treadmill, we'll call it, you'll hit a red line, and then all of a sudden you're like dead. What's cool is the boxes change as they're coming. So, and you have the ability to shoot too, like there's like laser beam. So some boxes can be destroyed with laser beam. Sometimes the boxes will take multiple fires. A lot of times there'll be like bomb boxes where if you blow up this box, it'll blow up an area enough for you to get through. You'll have to like jump and then jump to another box sometimes. There are turret boxes that are firing in different directions. There are laser boxes, which I've died to a couple times, where if you come across them, they just disintegrate you. The floor also changes. It can become water where you can't jump, you're like floating around instead. Or it'll be hot lava where you can't touch the floor and you have to stay on the boxes. You're playing what looks like a knight, but it's like this drone. They call it a drone in the thing, so it's like a robot knight. It has like a ball that's balancing on. But you can really customize your knight quite a bit. And what's cool is it's not by DLCs, so you can unlock through gameplay multiple skins. There's 4 different knights you can customize. Multiple horses. You can change the hat, the hair wear, the hat wear, whatever. The accessories that you use, pretty cool. There's a variety of different play styles. You could do tournament mode, which is what I made a video for, tournament mode and the tutorial. And then you could also do challenge mode. So in challenge mode, it's like random, weird, different extra things that'll just make the game harder. And then there's a local multiplayer. You can do up to 4 players locally. And, you know, I really like that when you could like hey, let's all sit there on a couch and play together. That's always fun. And then there's also the custom games. So you can make it to where like, oh, I've got 3 minutes. This is the speed on the treadmill. You can like really kind of design this thing yourself. And then there's level builder where you can literally make an entire level. Boxes. I want the turret boxes here. I want to do that. That's a really cool feature.
Yeah, that's cool.
Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to try that one out, but it's a pretty cool. I've been watching videos on that one from the guys from Jealous Ducks. I think that the level builder will be the biggest strength of the game, and especially if at some point you can share your levels with your friends.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think it's gonna be really cool.
Is there like a leaderboard too, where you compete against like your friends?
I think there will be. It's still early access, so you guys are getting codes to early access games. So that's one thing I want to make sure to. That's a good point. There's 60 levels overall, 10 of them that are challenge modes, 50 in the tournament, so 60 levels overall, and they're pretty long levels. I mean, they take a while to get through. And there's as soon as you die, it starts you back to the last checkpoint. So you know it's one of those games where you're going to be dying a lot, so you can kind of memorize the pattern and get through it. If you play it on Steam, the codes you're going to be getting from us are Steam codes. It has 90 achievements for Steam. So if you're achievement hunter, then this is your way to go. And then so our giveaway will be 3 copies of the game. Like the tweet about this, and I'll go hashtag giveaway on there so you can see which one it is, and then we'll pick one out on the 30th. We'll pick one out, and then we'll give those out to people. Nice. All right, free game, shit, might as well. It was fun. It was a lot of fun playing it. You can watch the video. There were moments where I was yelling, and then oh man, last freebie games was a horror game and Canarium or something like that. Yeah, I think it was called. And I was freaked out. And one of them was to a shadow of a cat.
Really?
But they tried to scare you with this freaking cat. This cat was like plotting against me. I ended up just spending the rest of the game hanging out with the cat. But so check out this game. It is called Boxwrecker Arena, and it's on Steam right now from Jealous Ducks. All right, guys. Next up, we plan on doing our Dark Crystal review, but let's talk about what we've watched so far of that, John.
So, yeah, I've watched the whole first episode, and I am not impressed.
I tried to watch the whole first episode, and I was so unimpressed that I stopped watching it.
Yeah, that was a good call. You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I know it's like gotta have a downer ending. But now, did you watch the original movie when you were a kid?
No, I didn't realize it was based off an original movie.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
I remember watching this a lot as a kid.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. I think because it's from like mid-'80s. It's an old Henson project. But yeah, I remember liking a lot as a kid because when I was a kid, it's a lot like Labyrinth, that level.
Yeah, I remember Labyrinth. That's
story.
what I'm thinking of. The
so
floating bubbles and David Bowie.
Yeah, we had a really awesome time in the 80s where we had kind of these like darker, maybe adult themed children's movies, basically. So like I said, Neverending Story. When you go back to watch Neverending Story, like there's some deep shit. That horse is sinking in some, the swamp of sadness or whatever. I mean, it's like crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then same thing with Labyrinth. Like, yeah, there's a lot of like fairies dying and shit. Like, there's a lot of adult stuff.
Kind of stuff that you don't tell kids nowadays. Back then, we didn't realize it was kind of bad, creates bad thoughts or something like that.
Same thing with Dark Crystal back in the day. You had the crystal got chipped, and so they needed to make sure to put the crystal together and stuff like that. They were farming people, so like they had like these little creatures. They put them in a chair, and then they would like do the purple eye on them, the purple beam on them, and suck the creature's soul out to where like, I'm dead, and then and that's how these guys were staying alive, right?
Yeah.
So from what I saw of the new one, again, I've only been partial. I can't get through this thing.
Yeah,
I just can't.
The story was really slow.
Yeah,
and it doesn't seem terrible. The voice acting is nothing's outrageous.
I want to see this Elba in this, and again, I'm Idris Elba fan club over here. I think he's the guard.
None of that is like obviously terrible or anything like that. I just can't get past the puppets. Like, I get it. There's a lot of people that really like the Muppets and puppetry and how it all goes together, but and I feel bad because people must have put tons of time into this.
This is the best puppetry I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's immaculate. But it just doesn't get. It's not even in the ballpark. Not even the 1% mark of CGI. Like, just make it all out of CGI.
Well, and that's the funny thing too is like the wide shots are CGI heavy.
Yeah.
And it's not the best CGI, but they're beautiful shots when they're like in that carriage that's like delivering the two. I want to say Skrillex. That's the freaking guy that makes music. Anyways,
I can't remember the name. But the bird people.
Right. And it's like, man, that's a gorgeous world. I want to know about. All the wide shots are awesome. They're panning shots and stuff like that. They're building a really wonderful world. And there's the comic books that follow that are the prequels to the movies. Really delve into a lot of the story, and they're really, really good.
Yeah. I kind of think even if it was just done in cartoon, I think I would like it more.
I like cartoon. I like animation. Yeah.
Puppetry is just distracting. It's not that it's done poor, like you're saying. It's very good puppetry, but we've evolved so much past that. Like we were talking before. Now that phones are so advanced, you can imagine going back to using a flip phone. You would laugh at somebody if you see them using an old, 95 Nokia flip phone or something like that. It doesn't do the same job that these phones do nowadays. That puppetry just doesn't convey the same storytelling.
I can't get into it.
Yeah, it's good for people who are fans of that kind of art. But
and I was when I was a kid, but I'm just not now.
Yeah.
It feels like there's two camps from what I've been seeing online. Is there's either people who freaking love it, best thing ever.
Yeah.
And then there's people who are just like, I'm okay. I don't need it. And there's so much good shit to watch. So it's really hard to like, all right, I'm going to sit down and watch this puppet thing that I'm just not getting into. So I was really excited for it. Super excited for it. Real big Dark Crystal fan when I was a kid. I'm just not getting into this one. So we're not going to be doing a big review on this. Nice. Feel free to check it out though, guys. Honestly, if you can get through the first episode, it's not like it's very, very well done.
Yeah.
It's just not grabbing me. So.
And hopefully our audience finds something that we didn't see and they'll watch it all and tell us, you know what, you got to watch it until you get to this point because there's one thing that's really cool and maybe we'll check it out again. But
same thing with Carnival Row. Have you seen Carnival Row yet?
No.
It's an Amazon one. It's about like fairies that live amongst people now. I'm not going to break down the story because honestly, it also was so contrived. I was just like, I don't have the time for this.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I did not care for it at all. I thought it was
I was going to start
terrible.
that tonight.
Give it a shot. Honestly, if you could watch all of it and then give us a review, that'd be great.
Yeah.
There's Orlando Bloom and stuff like that.
I was kind of excited for Orlando Bloom because
me too.
So just finished The Boys, so I'll definitely give it.
Maybe I don't trust your opinion because you didn't care for The Boys.
I really didn't care for it. I mean, it was cool. Okay, let's just say I liked it better towards the last 3 episodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You picked up.
But in the beginning, I felt like it was really slow, boring, and then I was just like, I can't cuss. I don't like these people.
Yeah, you can't fucking stand them. Okay.
Yeah.
That's understandable. Yeah, you can cuss, dude. We're past that now. All right, so next up, we're going to be doing our World of Warcraft Classic review. All right, Daniel, I'm looking at you, man. You been playing a lot of WoW Classic with me? You've been playing a lot of WoW Classic.
Yes, I have, actually.
All right. So we did a full episode about this, breaking down the pregame, like getting ready for WoW Classic. We've got a few weeks into it now, so I want to go ahead and start talking about how you feel about the leveling process, the community, any kind of stories you may have of World of Warcraft Classic that you've had at WoW Classic over the last couple weeks. Anything? So, are you enjoying yourself, first of all?
I am. I am, and I'm not.
Okay, how are you not?
Okay. The leveling, I didn't realize how hard it is. Yeah. Like how long it takes to actually level. I've been stuck in the 20s, level 20s, for the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't know how long the process was to level.
Yeah.
I'm not doing dungeons, by the way, guys. I haven't done a dungeon yet. I've just been strictly leveling. I'm a shaman. I'm going enhancement, but I have no mana. The mana regen is just garbage because it was spirit back then that you had to build. But it's like, do you build spirit or do you build agility? So I'm going agility because I'm an enhancement shaman. But I am enjoying the game. I love the.
Shamans pick up after 30, by the way.
Oh,
so their damage ramps up.
I love the look of the game.
Oh my god,
the
it's
classic.
Yeah, it's so great.
It feels so amazing.
Yeah,
like I like how simple it is. It's not like in the current WoW, it's like, oh, let me go spam a bunch of judges, like Mythic Pluses. Let me get higher keys.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I think we both like the current game as well. I mean, I love live retail as well.
I'm so tired of the current game. I'm tired of like the current. I like the old, simple.
Yeah.
Like, hey, who wants to do this dungeon, guys? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody just joins in.
Looking for group is very human now. You actually have to like get together a group. Yeah.
Another thing that I'm loving too, just like a druid's walking by, boom, Mark of the Wild.
It's amazing how much of a game changer that is too. Yeah, if you have a buff to offer, you buff the people around you, and it costs you. It feels so good. I'm playing a warrior now, and man, when I get fortify, I'm like, I could pull a little extra. I could be a little bit safer now. Or fortify. That's if you're a priest out there and you see Taf Azul the warrior on Chrome Crush, help us out, man. Give me that buff.
And I didn't realize that the mobs, like the creatures you're actually killing, like cats, whatever. They have parry. Like they dodge your moves like,
all the time.
All the time,
dude.
and then. It's
all
just,
the time.
They even stop your casting. Like they slow down your casting. So all of a sudden you're almost about to get that heal. Then nope. I like it because it's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's not just like let me hit a couple moves and they're gonna die. No, it's actually like a challenge to kill these mobs, and it's fun to like be in a group. And you're trying to kill like two ads, and you're like, Kite, you need a kite. I can't handle this.
The game is already super hard, but it scales up in difficulty so fast when you pull just one extra thing.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, guys, what are we gonna do? You CC that sheep, do something. Hex, if you got Hex. You don't have Hex yet? What the hell? I thought Hex was in vanilla. And everybody's freaking out. And then like all of a sudden just like boom, they die. Like, all right, let's run back. Every graveyard's too far away.
Yeah.
I've never died near a graveyard. It's where I'm, oh, sweet, I'm right here. I'm like, oh, and I have TomTom add-on to where it shows me how long the run's going to be. I've had them up to 4 minutes long. A 4-minute run back to my body. And then I could die to the thing that killed me.
Yeah.
Like, you come back, and that's happened to me so many times.
Sometimes I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just going to res, take the debuff, and just walk back.
Oh, that's a leveling strategy, actually. A lot of people do that where, like, Hillsbred's a good example. It's easier when you're farming Hillsbred, instead of running back, you just die, take the res sickness, turn in all your stuff, and then pick the next quest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Myself, I'm freaking loving it so much. I wish I had more time to play. So what's really great about it, thing about Classic is it's about the leveling process. It's not about getting to end game right away. So I'm enjoying little pocket moments. Like you're saying, when people buff you up, that's a lot of fun where it's just like, thanks, man. That cool. Yeah. There's so many times where I've come up to a zone and I know that this is where this guy spawned that I need to kill. And of course, the small timers take forever. So people kind of come up to it with you. We get into a party, we help each other out. And then we're like, anybody else doing this quest over here? Sure. Let me join you with that. We work together for a little bit. And it's like you're coming into these people's lives. You work together on something. You kind of like joke around about maybe this or that. And then you're like, all right, man, I'll see you around. And then you bounce. And then another thing that's happening with Classic is your name's getting out there. When I was working in Hillsbred, actually, Hillsbred's a lot of back and forth. If you're familiar with Hillsbred area, the farm that's there, it's a lot of running out to that farm, back and forth. And there was a rogue that I don't remember his name now. It was like Abu or something like that. But we kept running into each other, and then I would like go ahead and put a few poke. That's another thing that's a way to help somebody if you don't have buffs. Is you see something that like, I'm not going to get experience damage in this. Put a bleed on it. Put a poison on it. Help them out a little bit. Get a couple swings on that. Me and him kept doing that to each other, just helping each other out. Kind of like, I'll finish kill that off for you, stuff like that. So it was really cool. Just the little itty bitty community moments are so awesome.
Yeah, especially like right now, I've been going back and forth in the Barrens, so it's just like so many Chuck Norris jokes.
The Barrens are rough.
Yeah, but the jokes make the game funner. Like just like seeing all these Chuck Norris jokes.
Yeah.
Just brings me back with the Thunder Blessing Fury, whatever.
Oh god, yeah.
Like just all that, just the community in the Barrens is just awesome. It's crazy. Like you think we're crazy right now. Like,
no, so that's the part of the game I used to like.
I know that
the leveling
he
and
ended
questing.
back in the good days like that.
Yeah, I didn't like raiding.
Come
once
back
I got
with
to,
us, Jonathan.
Because you guys will soon be back at raiding or already are. Whatever. And that's no fun.
It won't be. It'll be a bit.
The only reason
it'll be a long bit.
I actually resubscribed is classic. That's it.
For a lot of people,
not having fun. Like shamans are finally getting buffed in regular WoW, and I'm just like, too late now.
Yeah,
I'm playing classic now.
Yeah, you're one thing too is you're playing a shaman right now, and shamans again after 30 they start to ramp up, but before then they're rough.
Oh yeah, it was horrible.
They're real hard. Yeah, that's like warriors too. They're grinding.
But see, I love that I could use an axe and shield on a shaman.
It's whatever works, dude.
I could do a kite, or I could do a staff, and then be a tank or some like whatever I want to do. It could work.
Whatever.
Not
works.
like in current WoW, it's like no, you have to use two weapons and. This is your rotation.
Yeah, you really like the options exist really in retail. You'd be not invited to anything if they didn't see a shield and a one-handed mace on you right now and you're a shaman. That's it.
Yeah, you have to have this set gear. You have to be tooled this way with all these certain buffs and stuff. That's ridiculous.
And it's cool. Like for me, I'm leveling the warrior now, and I picked up a really good staff in Wailing Caverns. The attack per minute was so high on that thing. It had like spirit and stamina. I'm like, really? Well, that's another thing that's cool. Okay, so I'll break down first. It had so much hit that I was like, this staff is better than any weapon I could pick up right now. So I leveled like 5 levels with the staff. It was walloping people. It was doing a great job. And then it had a lot of spirit and stamina on there. Now, stamina helps when you're questing because it gives you extra health. And I'm like, the spirit's fantastic. I had like 12 spirit. So when I was done combat, I could kind of like step back and let the staff do a lot of the healing up, the health per second. So it was kind of like you could use stats what helps you questing because the questing is what it's all about right now. When in the retail game, first off, you're wearing heirloom gear right off the bat. But generally, it's like I'm a warrior. I use strength, and my best in slot stat would be crit right now, or whatever. And so that's all I pick up. Everything else I can throw away.
Mix. Like if you're a hunter, you're only gonna pick up hunter gear. In current WoW.
Now
it's like you get agility with spirit and sometimes even intellect. You're like, okay.
And then, but intellect's not completely useless. It's like I could use intellect. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Like the spirit thing's like I wouldn't use this in raid or whatever, but right now it is actually useful if I bank on it. So it's pretty cool.
And then it feels okay. It sucks, but it feels good when you're still logging into classic. And it's just like wait times. You're just like, yes, it's not dying.
That game brings me hope
for Wrath of the Lich King.
Every server has at least minimum or mediums and stuff like that. Like everything is healthy right now. It's really nice that way. Okay, so the grind is rough on you, and you're wearing down on it. And right now you're in Barrens, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, get out of Barrens, you'll be all right. Barrens
I just got out of it, but then I gotta keep going back because I finally got to the level of the Baron quest of the Southern Barrens.
Yeah. If you go to the Eastern Kingdoms, if you need a break, I do that all the time. I go back and forth between Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor all the time.
I'm in Ashenvale and Hillsbrad, but Hillsbrad also, I'm at the point that I'm too low of a level.
Yeah.
So
they hit a cap over there too, for the western side or eastern side. Okay, so do you have any stories that were like good moments from Classic that you've had? I'll do mine while you think of one of yours. Okay, so I'm about to get off and it's like 1 a.m, already playing too late, which is. It's good to have WoW do that to me again. It's been a long time since I'm just trying to find time I can play. So I'm like, all right, sweet. It was one of those nights where I wasn't playing with my normal crew that I play with, and they ended up leveling past me. So, and I had to reroll, so that happened. I rerolled twice. Anyways, so I get with this group, and I'm about to log off, and they're like, oh, we're looking for Wailing Caverns and stuff like that. And I'm like, they need a tank. I'm a tank. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Screw it. Let me go ahead and join these guys. It'll be like 45 minutes. If we're lucky, if we're clean, we can go 45 minutes. These guys seem like they're pretty geared, so let's do this. They're all higher level than they should have been for Wailing Cavern, so it was really good. We get in there, and I'm going to just tell you right now, that run took 3.5 hours long.
Oh, God.
And it was a blast.
Really?
Yeah.
So we get in there, tanking was solid because it was me, and everything's going really well. We're taking our time. We're doing marked pulls. They're really good about doing their marks, pulls and stuff like that. We get past the first couple bosses. My shield didn't drop, by the way, off the turtle. Like that stupid turtle never dropped my shield. Our DPS warrior had to leave, so we had to 4-man this thing or to be done. So I'm like, guys, I think we're okay. They're asking like, are you cool with that? I'm like, I'm cool with it. The rest of them are guild. So like, let's go. And so we keep going. We downright get lost. It's Wailing Caverns. We actually get lost. There's no maps. Like there's maps are live or a retail thing. They're not in Classic. Yeah. We were lost, and we spent maybe an hour and a half. Like, all right, we got to divide up, or like check back here. Like, we were actually having to find a way out of there.
Really?
Yeah. There are times when we died and run back in, or something like that. Like that was the thing. But we need to find the boss that was next to unlock the last boss, where you talk to the Tauren that comes up to the thing. And so we were actually lost, and it was like, man, that's kind of fun how lost we are right now. And my gear, just because I was tanking everything that dungeon had, was just shattered. And there's no way to repair my gear out in the field like that. Not like in retail. I have multiple ways of doing it. So I'm now tanking things with 3 broken pieces of gear. And we're like, okay, we finally got to this part where, okay, guys, you know what? One of the times when we died, we were able to come back in. And we're like, hey, guys, we could actually activate the Tauren now. We could actually activate the druid that's going to help us out. So we do that, and I'm like, guys, I have 3 pieces of broken gear. The last boss hits like a truck, and there's a lot of ads. Does anybody have any cloth or any tailoring so they could or whatever tailoring you can make on the spot or leatherworking? One guy had a tailoring, so he makes me a piece of wrists. So I'm wearing cloth wrists that are not my right class, whatever, but it's something. It's a couple armor, and then we found a box that had pants in it. I'm like, sweet, I got me some pants, and then my belt stayed broken. But we went in there with like just ragtag gear. Again, we're 4-man in this 5-man dungeon, and we're clearing things. We're slowly get through there. Everybody's got their quests done. We finally beat the last boss, but there's a boss that we missed, like this big giant boss. We're like, okay, we beat the last boss thing, but let's go back and get that other boss. I'm ready to like call it. No, I thought this was gonna be 45-minute one. I was already ready for bed, but it's a really good group, and I'm really enjoying them. So then we're like, okay, we kind of know the pathing. And one guy's like, okay, I always told myself it's 3 lefts and a right is what he told himself. Or maybe it's 3 rights and a left. I already forgot. So we follow his instructions. So we go in there and we're like, hey, all right, this is the last. We get up to him. The boss despawns if you kill the final boss. So we went all the way back into Wayland Caverns to find out that boss is gone because we killed the other guy already. So it was always to come back in. But we're like, I was even talking like perfect ending to this. Of course, this is what's going to happen to us. Very cool guys. We added each other to our friends list, and now like we're all each other's friends list. And they're like, if anybody needs help, like man, message me up. But it was really cool because like it was a long, grueling moment, but everybody was cool in the group. Everybody was fine with the situation that was taking a while to get through because we straight up got lost. And we were 4-manning the whole thing. It was a lot of fun, and I was like, this is old WoW. Never would happen in current WoW.
Oh no, people would just leave the game.
They would leave
the dungeon.
Just queue up for another one, find another key.
First death, they're like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, if you die, if you're key pushing, you die. You add 5 seconds, and it's like, no, man, I'm good, man. I'm trying to get my IO up. But this was fun because it was just like, let's just see if we can get some more XP. We need the XP. We need the gear. It was a lot of fun.
That's why I like classic WoW. It's just so nice. Everybody's just nice to each other.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
That's what it is. Everybody's just friendly.
Revitalized camaraderie.
Bam. Revitalized camaraderie. I like that.
Boom.
Because it used to be like that back in the day with WoW.
Yeah,
right? Everyone was all excited and
the
friendly.
game now is very single player. If you don't want to play with, if you don't want to go mythics, like if you don't want to go mythic plus high end or mythic rating, you can play that game single player just fine. Yeah. And then even in mythic rating, like it's been to where it's work. It's not having fun. It's work.
Yeah.
Like you need to have this done or you're kicked out of the group and you're like, no, So it's very, very tough. But with Classic, man, it is just a blast.
One thing about Classic too, it's just like that's your character. That's your main character. Mm-hmm. There's no like, I mean, some people have extra like level 60s or whatever, but that's your main guy. That's your name. So if you steal something from like a raid or something, guess what? You're a ninja.
Mm-hmm.
You're
and that's a
ninja.
thing again. Is a ninja again. That retail that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, people don't spam ninja. People just. I mean, now it's the loot system, but I just like the classic.
It's really cool too. Like when you're in a dungeon and there just happens to be a random chest that's on the ground. Everybody's like, "Hey, everybody, back up." It would be real easy for one person to just roll up and take that. But everybody's like, stop, /roll everybody. So we can like, okay, oh, you want it. Congratulations, Jonathan. That's your chest.
Yeah.
Have fun with it. And then we like, go for it. Yeah. There's been times, I've been in lines a few times where like, okay, there's a quest item you need to pick up. All right, everybody get in line. And like, I could just go grab that as a person, but I'm going to be nice and actually get in line. And I have been in lines of like 10 people waiting for a quest thing to spawn again so the next person get it and go. Next person get it and go. Like, man, that's just, I love this game. It's been really cool getting back to the old version of it.
Forget current WoW. Honestly, I'm glad Classic's out. It's doing good so far. Hopefully they're working on Wrath. I don't even care about Burning Crusade.
We'll see BlizzCon, man. They might announce that.
I'm waiting for Wrath. Once Wrath, you're
gonna quit
on life.
You're gonna quit your job. Your parents are never gonna see you again.
Life.
Girls are gone. Yeah,
everything.
I'm confused. So you are happy to be playing the old original game, but you want an update?
So. No, okay. So what he's saying is, what he wants different servers
Oh,
This is the BC server.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
This is the Wrath server,
Yeah.
which is what I want to.
I want Wrath.
Wrath comes out, then we have a real problem.
ICC,
The end of the podcast.
That's pretty much when you quit was ICC.
Yeah.
And that was like all of our memories right there.
Yeah,
everybody, like that's when I met everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so that's our World of Warcraft review / just update. How things are going for us. All right, next up, guys, we're going to be starting something called a comic book club. Think of like book club, but comic in front of it.
Yes.
Huh?
I like it.
I did that. I'm sure nobody else thought of that ever.
Never.
How we're going to do it is there's so many just like important staples of comic books.
Yeah.
And a lot of the current movies that are coming out and stuff like that, they always lean on one story like, oh, this is going to be all about Long Halloween or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick DC, Marvel, or third party.
Okay.
And each of us are going to pick a title out of this list and we're going to read them, the whole collection, right, of this title. And then once a month, one of us will give our book report. And then once we all give our book reports, we'll pick a Marvel and then we'll pick a third party and then we'll come back to DC. Okay? Sound good, everybody?
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Okay. I know Squeaks is on board with this already too. I've talked to him. So I'm going to list off, I have 12 here. There are more, trust me, I know, on DC. Trust me. DC especially with Batman. They're really good stories.
So
but
we're first doing DC, correct?
We're first doing DC.
Okay.
I'm going to read off 12 titles and I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown of what that comic book is about.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will each pick your 12. I'm going to open things up with Watchmen, which is actually DC. And that'll be coming out. But I'm also going to pick one of these to be my next one after Watchmen. Watchmen's like a freebie, so it gives everybody an extra month. I'm going to do that Watchmen one right before the Watchmen show starts up. So expect it next month. I think the Watchmen show's on the 20th. All right. So first off, one of them is John Constantine's Hellblazer. Okay. This is originally under Vertigo, which was Vertigo belonged to DC. Now they use DC Black. Original Sins. Okay. This is a 256-page collection. Now I'm going to say the number of the pages to give you guys an idea. But you got to remember the comic book pages. It's a whole different game.
Mm-hmm.
John Constantine is unconcerned, somewhat amoral occultist with a British working class background. He's a hero of sorts who manages to come out on top through a combination of luck, trickery, and genuine magic skill. The original Sin Collection is a loosely collected series of tales of John's early years where Constantine was at his best and at his worst all at the same time. So this is kind of the first collection is the original Sins collection was when like the character got defined. So you get like a lot of that the smoking problem and dealing with his losses and stuff like that always tempt him into hell and stuff like that. So that's really like the John Constantine story. It's Hellblazer original.
It's called Hellblazer.
Hellblazer, yeah. Hellblazer is like the name of the comic book series.
Okay.
Batman the Killing Joke. This is a 95-page series. Now, this comic book is the one I'll pick if you guys don't pick it. This is the most, in my opinion, the most important comic book ever. Okay. Batman the Killing Joke. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll just give you a rundown of it. Essentially, Joker gets out of Gotham City's or Arkham Asylum and is out for revenge and wants to show everybody. He's starting to actually like really lose it, and he wants to show everybody how insane he is. And so he takes it out on Barbara Gordon and one of the Robins. But this right here, the cover is now like a staple in comic book art. I mean, it's Joker taking a picture. You guys might have seen it on T-shirts and stuff like that. This is one of the most important comic books ever made. Next up, Batman Dark Knight Returns. It's a 223-page book. This one is from Frank Miller. This is the one that the Ben Affleck Batman's based off of, that version of Batman. And it's Batman. We'll go into, see, the masterpiece of comic storytelling brings to life a dark world and even darker man. Frank Miller completely reinvents the legend of Batman in this saga. A near future Gotham City has gone to rot 10 years after the Dark Knight's retirement. So he retired for a while and then he comes back to try to clean up the city. He's got a very unique Robin that is on all the top 5 Robin lists, although she's not really, canon too much. But anyways, next up, Batman The Long Halloween. This one is possibly what the Robert Pattinson movie will be based off of, and is also a very good one. Catwoman, Joker, Poison Ivy, and the Riddler. Any one of these Batman rogues proved to be mysterious serial killer known as Holiday. a murderer who kills according to the calendar. A still learning Batman must uncover the killer's identity before they kill again. So this is a detective comic. Like, this is him being at his detective best. Okay, that's why they're using it for the Pattinson one, because it's like it's still pretty new. Next up, possibly my favorite of all these is Flashpoint. I think I've talked about Flashpoint with you guys before. Their description here is pretty vague, but basically, Flash, their description, wakes up in a universe where Superman doesn't exist. Batman is a different Batman. This actually has like one of my favorite Batman Joker combos ever. Cyborg, I think, is the one leading the JLA. And it's not even called the JLA anymore. The world's different. And what it was is, I'll just kind of give you a little bit of a spoiler. The Flash went back to try to save his mom, and in doing that, messed everything up for the future. And so this is a really good storyline of like Flash trying to bring back time, and he has to deal with Bruce Wayne's dad, Thomas Wayne, who is Batman. Yeah. And Thomas Wayne takes up the mantle to avenge his son who died in the alley. So it's really cool. It's really cool Batman, really cool Joker.
What's that one called?
That one is Flashpoint, and that's 166 pages. Next up, Superman Red Sun. This is another fun one where Superman, instead of landing in Kansas, lands in the middle of Soviet Russia when we're in the middle of our Cold War. And he's raised by Russia to be like the example of this is how things are done for the Russian people. So he's like this pillar, and he fights against America. And he's our enemy. We have Batman on our side and Lex Luthor on our side. And I want to say in this one, Lex Luthor's the president. Yeah, so it's a pretty crazy story. It's a good one. That's Superman Red Sun. I would love to see that one as a movie, but it's controversial. It's hard to do. Next one, Kingdom Come. It's a 221 pages. Set just after the dawn of the 21st century in a world spinning out of control comes this grim tale of youth versus experience, tradition versus change, and what defines a hero. Kingdom Come is a riveting story pitting the old guard, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman and their peers against a new upcoming generation, ultimately in a final war against each other to determine nothing less than the future of the planet. What this is you have kind of an older group of the art style in this one is why it should be like really treasured. But it's a really good story too, where they see like these guys are too violent, the new heroes are too violent, they're actually killing people, stuff like that. So the old guard comes in and kind of like teaches them a lesson. But the art style is done really well, where it's like paintings almost. It's really, really, really cool. So I used to have one of these and framed on the wall, just because back when I used to do all those comics around my wall. Yeah,
it's like a mosaic kind of.
Yeah, it was one where they were like looking over the JLA table, and it was just like, man, that thing looks so freaking cool. It's just painted. Batman Year One. It's a 127 page issue. This one is basically the adventures of Batman's first year, and leads into like a lot of the other Frank Miller stuff. So this is a good one, but it basically leads into the other ones, but it's one of the staples. Batman Hush. Now I'm gonna give you a heads up. Do not watch the movie for Batman Hush. They changed the ending of it to make no sense. The ending of Batman Hush, the movie is dumb. But Batman Hush, there's this mysterious guy who's going around called Hush, killing people. They use all of Batman's main villains to like incite this, problem for Batman. Hush has like leverage on them and stuff like that. This mastermind and stuff like that. So and then there's a big twist at the end of who Hush is. I think we talked about it and spoiled it before, but we're not going to spoil it now. So Batman Hush 298. That is a really good one. They made the movie. You could watch it, but they changed the ending and they changed who the villain is. And it was why? Why would you do that? They set up the villain the whole time too. Yeah. The right villain. And then it's like, why did you change it? Okay, we got 3 more. All-Star Superman. The Man of Steel goes toe-to-toe with Bizarro, his oddball twin, and a new character, Zibaro, also from Bizarro Planet. And Superman faces the final revenge of Lex Luthor in the form of his own death. All-Star Superman is a spectacular reimagining of Superman mythos from Man of Steel's origin to his greatest foes and beyond. So this story, what makes this story so amazing, it's a 298-page comic book series. It's Superman knowing he's going to die in a year. And so him coming to terms with that. Like he knows Lex Luthor, he's going to die. So he has to come to terms with that and what that means for him. And this is one of their black labels. So it's kind of like for adults. It's a heartwarming story that's like, this is a beautiful story here. Number 11 from you guys to choose from, 384 pages, is Final Crisis. Let's see. It is basically what if Darkseid won. So Darkseid wins, takes over the planet, and all the superheroes have to find a way to take over a now occupied Earth with Darkseid as its leader. The last one will be Green Lantern Rebirth. It's 177 pages. This one will probably be the one that Squeaks picks, but we'll leave it open if you guys want it. Hal Jordan was considered the greatest Green Lantern of all time, but Jordan lost control, allowed himself to be corrupted, and transformed into the villainous Parallax. Later, Jordan reappeared and made the ultimate sacrifice, a sacrifice that allowed him to become Spectre, the Wrath of God. After several years of activity on Earth, the Spectre has become restless, and sought a way to prove himself worthy of that noble reputation. See how a man with both no fear and seeking to rebuild his life puts cosmic forces into motion that will have repercussions not only on Earth but across the universe. This volume sets up the events of Blackest Night, which is amazing, and revitalizes Green Lantern as one of the most important heroes of the DCU. So this one set up Green Lantern that we're going to be getting in the future movies. This is a badass Green Lantern. All right, guys, that's 12 titles. I kind of give you a rundown on all of them. Let's hear your choices. If you were to pick one of these that you want to do a book report on, Daniel, we'll give you first choice. What are you thinking, man?
I was disappointed. I was hoping
you're so freaking disappointed.
I was hoping you would pick
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond is not one of the greatest comic books.
I don't care what people say. Are these a bunch of Rotten Tomato people?
No.
Oh, okay.
Rotten Tomato likes Batman Beyond.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
He's awesome. Batman Beyond's awesome, but I'm just saying these are like the staples of DC Comics.
I'm thinking Hellblazer. But
oh, okay.
Which one was it? The detective, like the Batman one?
Yeah, that and the one that they're probably going to be using for the next movie. That's The Long Halloween.
Long Halloween.
That is a really good story. I haven't read all these, but I've watched a lot of videos on it. I have picked up a couple sporadically throughout these collections. Some of these I have read all the way through, but
Long Halloween or Hellblazer. That's what I'm thinking right now.
What do you got? Any options over there? Any choices?
Probably the Red Sun, Superman Red Sun.
Oh, good.
That seems like an interesting. I like how it plays into our American history.
Yeah.
Or global history, I guess.
Right, and I like those alternate histories. Like it's like a different version of history.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Either that or Green Lantern. But if Squeaks will go ahead and do the Green Lantern one, then that's cool.
I think he would do Green Lantern. I'm going to send him this list and tell him to pick which ones he wants. But yeah.
Yeah, that or Flashpoint. I like the playing in the time.
Flashpoint's insanely good.
Yeah.
Flashpoint might be my favorite of all these. And that's crazy. I mean, All-Star Superman's so good.
Yeah.
But Flashpoint might be
how many pages are Hellblazer and Long Halloween?
Long Halloween's 353. Hellblazer's 256. One thing with the Hellblazer one is it's a lot of different stories. It's like a collection of different stories that kind of all ties together. Oh, really? So it doesn't feel like it's one long story over 256.
You should go with Hellblazer.
Hellblazer. Yeah, it has less pages.
I'm glad that you guys picked some really good ones. Less pages. And it's a different read. It's different than the rest of these. Okay, so I'm going to be doing Watchmen, but then I'll also do I'm going to do Flashpoint. It's so freaking good. I have to do Flashpoint. I love that one.
So you already read it?
Yeah, I've already read that one. But I'll reread it so I can do the actual report on it. Okay, guys. So that's our points. Superman Red Sun. Jonathan will be doing the report on that one, probably around December, January. And then we got Daniel's doing John Constantine Hellblazer, The Original Sins. Man, I hope you enjoy that. I love Constantine. He's such a badass.
Have you read it?
I've read these are so many like little one-offs. I've read a couple of the originals.
Oh.
Yeah. But this is like a collection of a bunch of them. There's a book. I'm going to get you the book that has them all together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the whole point is I'm going to get these books for you guys.
Oh, sweet. Just let me know how much I owe.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Just let me know how much I owe.
All right. And then I'll be doing Flashpoint. All right, guys. So that'll be it for us. We're excited to show you some of this news. It's just good to kind of get more. We don't talk enough about comic books, and we have a lot of comic book fans. And I really like the idea of like the Long Halloween one that we're talking about, which might be one I should reread. Anyways, that is Robert Pattinson's probably is basically gonna be based off that. You know what I'm saying? Ben Affleck's was from Dark Knight. So, anyways, we'll be bringing those to you guys, and then I'm pretty sure Squeaks will do Green Lantern, but I'm not gonna pocket him on that. We'll find out. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. That's it for us this week. See ya.
Bye.
Hey guys, just wanted to step in to give you a little bit of information. Next week we do not have an episode coming out, and that's because we have the season 3 premiere of Outlast Podcast. That is my other podcast with my co-host Shirley, my mom. We talk about all things CBS Survivors. So our first episode will always be the review of all the upcoming cast members. or Castaways. And then we have our first episode, which will be our first episode review, which will be followed up shortly after. We come out with that every Thursday, and we would really enjoy your guys' company. So please come by and check us out. We will have another Geek Freaks the week after, and it will be business as usual. Our YouTube channel will be the same. We have our freebie games, and we're working on our retro rewind right now. So we have more content coming your way. It's just podcast-wise, you guys get a week off. But we'll see you soon. Bye.